Alright. Hello there. Once again, I am Nodrasta, and I am back again. More precisely, today I will go into the third case of Ace Attorney Investigations, the collection. Let me just start it up, and then we can continue. There it is. Let's hope my audio balance will not end in me getting completely blasted by it. Also, there it is. Alright. And yes, there we have it. Alright. If this game continues the trend it has shown me so far, it will immediately jump into the next one as soon as I hit continue, so let's start. Episode 3, The Kidnapped Turnabout. March 13th, 10:11 a.m. Unknown location. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement. Good to hear. No, make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? That I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off. Let's see. I check that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. Of course. Of course, Miles would immediately attempt to drop off that suitcase in particular, Lenore, to drop some money off. Well, to be fair, the supposed worth of this thing alone may be more than the entire ransom. Still not exactly worth keeping. No. All I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper. Which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place after all. Just a moment. Probably best if I keep that door closed right now. So, alright. Back to business. So we're at Gatewater Park. Oh, no, it's Gatewater Land. Welcome to Gatewater Land! Huh? Oh, thank you. And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you. Proto B with a big friendly camera sign. Edgeworth appears not to be so, Edgeworth does definitely not appear to be impressed. Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture with me? Not with me, of me, of course. A picture of you. Sorry, but I'm not interested. Oh, that's too bad. Well, have a good day. Hello? Who are you? You're not Ernest Amana? Sounds like the kidnapper's using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. So, this person intends to see if I'm being followed, hmm? Oh, please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time. The stadium. And please, what is the Battle of Magicians? Edgeworth speaking. Next, come to the haunted house. And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for? That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend. I suppose not. Bum bum dun dun. I've arrived. Go inside. Good reflection idea almost makes me wonder if I should have gone with the original pixel art style. What a dismal place. That's it. Go through those doors. Well, at least I know I'm being watched. Am I being watched from somewhere? Hmm. Hmm. Leave the money and go now. Yeah. I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. I couldn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. You gotta sneeze. Good, I was fast enough at the mute button. Yeah, well, that's nice and ominous. Yeah, it was a trap. March 13th, 11:23 a.m. Unknown location. Bad guy betrayed. No, can't be Van der Deal. Who's that? And what are they talking about? Lit police. Alright. In front of meetup? I can't move my body. I fear I might faint again. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be a drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was for Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano group. Aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of. I can't sit around and I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. No. Yeah. Was it you making that funny sound? Who's there? And how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight? Yeah, it's a woman. Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers? A kidnapper? Me? No way. I'm not into such petty crimes. No, I'm after something much, much bigger. I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Ahem. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine, the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me. I am the great thief, Yatagarasu. Great thief? Did she just claim to be the Yatagarasu? Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me KK. Good. Glad that's settled. Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes. I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know? This rope goes through here, and there you go. What a relief. I owe you my thanks. That's okay. You can pay me back in full later. Now then, what question should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. You call yourself a great thief, yet are you really a thief at all? You doubt me. I get it. You think that a young lady like me could possibly be such a big-time thief, right? That's not a part I have a tough time believing. I'm the real, genuine Yatagasu, you know? Yep. I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right? What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously, I don't know how you can say such a horrible thing to your savior. That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me yet. Just a moment. The air is apparently rather bad for my throat. What have to say? She has a surprisingly neat pouty face in her side profile. So, the one and only Yatagarasu. When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean you are the Yatagarasu? Yep. The most righteous of the righteous, the legendary Great Thief. But I inherited the title only recently. So I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu. I was not aware that thieves could pass down their titles like that. But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works. Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they? I knew it. There's just no reason with a prosecutor. I'm not the problem here. I have you know that the Yatagarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing that I want to see. Only one thing. What would that be? But that's going to have to wait until we find our way out of here. Well, at least there's one thing we agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you. So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor? I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth. Ah, now I remember. How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery. Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here! It would seem that we are locked in from the other side. What? No way, I don't hear. No way, I don't hear you. La la la! Okay. You do remember about where you came in from, right? It looks like that may be our only way out of this room. Oops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that high to make an exit. I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can find another way out. Huh. So, it's an investigation of an escape room, so to speak. Or a room escape? In all cases, I do have some stuff I can use to help my throat a bit, aside of water, of course. Maybe I should have prepared myself some tea with honey. That tends to be a good choice for us, well, a strangely sore throat. Well, in any case, let's see what we can find out. Also, I believe that's my phone. Huh, isn't this my phone? Looks like it made it through for the ordeal intact. If only there was a way for if only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside. But we do have a way right here. There's a cell phone. There was a cell phone here this whole time. If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? I was worried, sir. I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you. Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now? You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I thought What's wrong, Detective? Let me guess. Francesca von Karma has also gotten wind of it. Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to make do with me. Who is this? Okay. It's not Francesca von Karma. Long Lang of Interpol. Pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you. So, why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime, whether it's on local or global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble. And why would you say that? Longzi says the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift. You cause quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted police from the very beginning. I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here, post haste. Sorry, no can do. What? We're hunting the kidnappers now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone. So, good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured, we'll come find you, eventually. You... What's wrong? Did you get cut off? No, my phone ran off of power. No way! Doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means. Yeah. I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, we're sure to find a way out. And she's back to trying the door. Well, let's gather some intel. This is the beam I was tied to. What's up? I was pondering if perhaps we could make it over to and out the window if we count this. Good thinking. And if it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me. Thanks. This little nook looks like it might make for a good foothold. You go up, okay, and good luck. Count on it. The great thief, Yatagras, spreads her mighty wings and takes to the sky. And let me guess, she stumbled. As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing. What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know. What's this? Looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever. Looks like a costume head to me. I guess the Bad Badger's costume is, at the very least, a two-piece, huh? The real question is, why is only the head sitting out here on the floor? Bad Badger head, jotted down. We're holding a blue badger photo rally. You didn't know? Plus, it's not just a blue badger. It's his whole family too. Badger photo rally. Take a picture of every member of the Badger family and receive a prize. There's only one of each of your 4 family members wandering throughout the park. Best of luck. If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize. Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that? You can't do that, that's cheating. There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it. Speaking of badgers, there was one sitting against a wall in the haunted house. Seriously? But somehow I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take a picture of the costumed ones walking around the park. So, what are the rules of the game? How quaint. Will most likely be important for later on that there's only one of each. And I accidentally... Yeah, I accidentally got that one again, so back out and back in. However, there is also a paint can. Maybe you can use this spray paint. Maybe you can use this paint to help us escape. And what exactly do you have in mind? Well, we could paint help in really giant letters. Well, I mean, it's also yellow paint. Maybe she gets better at climbing stuff if we paint the edges of it yellow. And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters were inside a building? Okay then, how about we light the paint on fire and send out colored smoke sickness? Anyone who saw it would think some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, that may not be great for me, seeing as I'm a thief and all. Let's try find something other than this paint to use, shall we? So, I believe I'm rather distracted compared to, well, especially the first day I streamed this. Man, why did they have to put the window so high up anyway? How's these two supposed to make a daring escape? I suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on top of these lockers. That's pretty clever. You'd make a good thief yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again. Let's see. I wonder if we can jump and grab the top of the locker here. Yeah. Man, why did they have to make such ginormous lockers anyway? Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we'd need some sort of foothold. Doodly. And where the costumes? Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. Oh, I think it's a Pink Badger costume. Pink Badger? You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you'd better start up on the whole Badger clan with this. What is this thing? So, we have Proto Badger, the very first Badger. Bad Badger, a vile criminal with a gun. Blue Badger, an ally of justice who keeps the peace. And Pink Badger. Note her unique pink bow. Think of it as a Bible of all the things you'll ever need to know about the clan. Whatever. Suppose I can keep it as a reference guide or something. Blue Badger Bible data jotted down. I have a feeling I'll find mismatched costumes somewhere. I suppose this means that this is where they keep all of the costumes. It certainly looks that way. It's like Badger family's home. There are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. But aren't these badgers the mascots of the police force? Well, I heard that the police force had a hand in sponsoring with this theme park. Yeah, I'm definitely massively distracted for some reason. Probably because the Gateway Alter group owes the police for all of these cases they solved. They have all the power of the state, and they use it to make a theme park. It's not just any theme park. They have a headcuff-shaped double-looping roller coaster. That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy from just the thought of such a thing. Well, seems there's a lot to inspect here. I suppose this is the pink badger. Since it has the same design, doesn't it seem forced to call this one a female? You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are. That's the only difference. And the fact that she's pink. Yes, and her lips are red. She see lipsticks. What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon? Or is that too obvious? This is that blue badger I met at the main gate. Excuse me, but his name is Proto Badger, not Blue Badger. He's based off the very first design created by the local police chief. You know, when you compare the two, the Blue Badger looks a bit cuter. Suppose as he continued to redesign him, and the chief managed to make him cuter and cuter. Even humanity has come a long way when you think about how much we've evolved. Are you comparing the blue badger to humans now? So, this is the blue badger's rival, the bad badger, huh? Do you feel some sort of reverence towards this badger, Kay? Can't believe you would be so stereotypical when it comes to thieves. Surely you must also think there are much cooler and cuter ones out there, right? That's it. I've decided that thieves and thievery need an image makeover. Good luck with that one. Look, it's the blue badger. I suppose even this thing can be popular with women. My nemesis! What in the... Why is she beating it up? He's got a word badge right in his name. That's nothing but bad news for someone like me. And to think he's out there wandering around in this park. I better be careful. He may going... he's... What's wrong with me? I better be careful, or he's going to arrest me by the power of his name alone. I somehow doubt that the Blue Badger has the power to arrest anyone. Oh, look at that, it's a key. What do we have here? Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want to take a look? I don't mind if I do. Oh, I see. Yes. This is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something. The something is what is relevant to my interest. Nothing here. There's this and maybe... No, it appears I may have exhausted my investigative options here. It's most likely not for this door, though let's talk with her. Do you know where the person who kidnapped me went? Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounds like they went to the next room and started talking to someone. Feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. If I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It was just a guess before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here. After that they left. It almost seemed as if they were doing... it almost seemed as if they were done with you. I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the $1 million. Well, if I went to the next room, let's see what we can find out through the slot. Also, Oh, we can peer through. We can peer into the room the kidnappers were in from here. Looks like I can continue to investigate a few things. Is that what I think it is? It looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared, just in case. That's awesome. They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves. No, they're not. Because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. Why am I also going all the time with V? It's the. The floor panel was removed and propped up against a beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area. Interestingly enough, that looks very much like the foothold in our cell. So, if we're in luck, there's a hidden panel. There's a beam in the next room, identical to the one in this room. And give me just a little moment. Not that, not that. Yep, that is. And I know I'm a small time here, but all of those guys who try to monopolize streamers chat to sell some shit is truly annoying for someone like me. Well, now they are banned from this chat. Not like that will make a difference, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, back to business. There's even a hook on it to hold a propped up floor panel in place. Which reminds me, did you find something useful, Mr. Edgeworth? Perhaps. I may have found a very handy hint to how we'll get out of here. There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be the same as this one. Which would mean that I can probably assume that these two rooms are very similar in structure. I believe I may have found our ticket out. Yeah, that would mean that below this here we would find a hatch of sorts. Yeah. I guess I'll have to logic this. Because this is the exact same I already had. Now the one big question is this key for the lockers or is it not for for this this set of lockers? However, I can assume if both rooms are of very similar construction and this handhold there is meant to hook a door into, well, and there's a very good chance it is a replica of the same type of room, and those are very similar to each other, that there's also a panel here. Ugh. This hook on this beam. Good idea. You know, I already tried. There's no way I can jump from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's not possible. I wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather that there's a different purpose. Really? Like what? As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well. Oh, I get it! We didn't notice its existence all this time because it was being hidden by the top. Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now, this is what I call a treasure. Wow, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure. A scent I wish to smell is a sweet fragrance of freedom. Then what are we waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch. Alright. This thing is locked on tight. Fiddlesticks. Do I really need to logic that maybe this key may be for the underground entrance? Yeah, apparently I do. I believe you are up, Kay. Huh? Why me? Because we need to use the tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to. Oh, gotcha. Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling of the moments when you're about to uncover something big. I believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right about now. Alright, I got a secret door open, and now... wait! Are you right, Kay? I'm fine, the ladder just slipped, so... Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary. Coronary? There's a lot of really large machinery down here. What about an exit? It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit. I can't believe that happened. You have only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know? No way. I mean, how was I supposed to know that the ladder's removable? Well... If we can pull up that ladder, we can use it to climb another way as well. I figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay. Oh, so how are we going to bust out? It seems that your reckless actions were of use after all. Are you actually praising me? Moreover, thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder. The underground ladder, what about it? This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down. Oh, I see, if we use this. Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers. Well then, what are we waiting for? Alright, now we can get out of here. Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. Excuse me. I hope you have a moment, because I need to drink again. Alright. March 13, 12:11 p.m. Wild West area. Wild West area. Because can't only be the wild. There should be also the mild Wild West area. It looks like it stopped raining for now. Yeah, thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier. Huh. Heavy rain and people walking away. That's gonna leave some marks. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I'm so glad to, I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out. Detective Gumshoe. May I ask what in the world that is? Well, that's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 99. Shifu. All 99 members are here and accounted for, sir. What the heck do you think you're doing, counting my cups off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name that their parents gave them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it? Shiva! Shiva! You're Agent Lang, I take it. You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely? Langxi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't you ever forget to show proper respect towards another person. Na. This isn't much, but please accept my card. Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return. You see all that just now? That's the proper way for 2 people to show their respect. Keep that in mind, and you'll get far in life. Got it? That's alright, Francesca did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Jiangfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang. Why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case? That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor. How is it not? I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché! Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died. I would have solved the entire case. I would have solved the entire case, and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today. Agent Lang knew yesterday's victim, Agent Agby Hicks. Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge. Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Francesca and a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel after kidnapped is someone I know. So, I ask that you please allow... This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of a year, don't you know? You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. Not feelings, but why don't you go back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? You You dare to mock the court? I do. And I didn't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need to, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why? Why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him? That guy has the most intense and potentially obnoxious pair of sunglasses I've ever seen. Alright, man. Good job on the perimeter around Gateway Land. Gatewater Land. Now, just fight me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed. Sir! Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble, understand? Wait. Mr. Edgeworth? It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here, and completely out of the blue at that? Suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that. I see I'm allowed to move. Well, let's start with it. Oh, that was an accident. Great job, Detective. Sir. For losing sight of me and the kidnapper and allowing my investigation to be hijacked. Sir. I look forward to your next month's salary assessment, but the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the shall I prepare the 21 salute now or later? Detective, are you sure it was are you sure it was the precinct who called for backup? Of course, sir. I think I would know the number of my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents? That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after? Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir. Yes, what is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. What? Funny. I don't recall. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, me. It's been like that since forever. Sorry about that. Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role. How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we've got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role, sir. I'm taking her in, getting her convicted and making sure she serves out her sentence. Come on, it will be fun, like musical chairs. You'd better stay fast on your feet. No way. I won't. I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl. Well, he's certainly motivated to keep his place. Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with that detective around. Suppose it's not that easy when there's this many members of the law enforcement in the vicinity. It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing. Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite a mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more. Again? Why am I tired all of a sudden? Again. So, What are you going to do about your investigation into the kidnapping? Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated. Oh, come on! You can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go! But you're a self-proposed great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of unlawful nature participate in an investigation. You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any old great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing. What is this one and only one thing you are after? Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth. I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu liked to find and publicly disclose evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once the target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it? Lance! Lance! Where are you, son? Oh. Mr. Amano. Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair after you've returned. For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office. And had a chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system. No. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time. Oh, who's that old man? He's the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano. And then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly. I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano. Hold on there. Then what happened to all that money? I believe the 1 million has been stolen, and that the culprits are now on the run. What? Old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Miss Edgeworth? Forgive me, Mr. Amano. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time. Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy. Snoop. I know, I know. This is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano. You don't understand. He hasn't called He hasn't called me daddy in years. It was incredibly moving. I wish I had recorded him saying that. You definitely should have recorded that conversation. Not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again? How will telling you about Lance help you get him back? Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationship and behavior. Very well, then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He's very much like me when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off of him. Is there anything else about him you noticed of late? Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver. Your butler? Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is. Just a moment, I need to check on something. Alright, that was completely irrelevant, so... Yeah. Mr. Mano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon? As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him. So, you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends? They said they haven't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping? It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So, even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I had better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idle by, twiddling our thumbs. I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin. Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped. Which is why, with your blessing, I vote to return Lance to you myself. Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy. Alright, well, what are we waiting for? Let's do some investigating. If you think if you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it. Maybe I shouldn't have streamed today. So, what should we examine first? Thanks to Agent Long, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently. Which means we may be able to find some clues that will tell us how they escaped. Okay, let's get looking! Hey, you there. Oh, me? What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Long's direct command. No way! I'm not walking for a wolf boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can you do something? not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Good. Now let's go. No! Boy, have I got a job for someone like you. Well, that was exciting. Okay. What? Can't you tell I'm already I'm all ready to get down to some detective work? You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you. Come on, I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me? I don't recall offering you the position. Why do I have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know. Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back. You're the only one asserting that. Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. Bat the other grass away. You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about. Fine, whatever you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented Assistant K is going to tag along, no matter what you say. Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. Might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. Really, I'm really constantly plagued by a tiredness right now. Well, let's hope anything and everything goes well. Seems I can't talk with him. Hey, there's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here. I remember hearing rainfall out here while I was being held in there. Yep, it was just passing rain. That's why the ground is already pretty much dried up. I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples. Know what? I bet if we followed them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes. I don't think it will be that easy. Why not? Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets of here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers. That's true. We don't know we don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing. Ha! I've got you now, you vile criminal. I think the kidnappers would have known. I think the kidnappers would have better sense than to try hiding in these. Oh, come on, lighten up, will you? I was only joking. I don't really think that the criminals would be hiding here, right in front of two officers. Certainly hope not. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. That I already had. Can't talk with him. Well, I can, but it wouldn't give me any data. Hey, Miss Edgeworth. Isn't this one of those things you tie horses to? Yes, although the horses are in another location at the moment. Oh, and here I was hoping I'd get to ride one. You know how to ride a horse? No, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of the horse. Naseketer is the only way to describe your logic. If these were real, I wonder what you'd put in them. Water would be the obvious answer. But if you stirred water in a barrel under the blazing hot sun, wouldn't it go bad? People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted. Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really like the strange taste. Look who's making fun of them now. Look! There's a blurb about the cactus. There's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift of gateway talent from the local police precinct. I can't believe the police went so fast to even donate a cactus to this place. So, is the police department running a cactus farm on the side? Just kidding. They wouldn't do something so silly. Actually, I have the vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precinct before. Horses are painted on the garage door to complete the Wild West theme. They look alive. They look alive, like, don't you think? Are you thinking of wrangling, or rather stealing them? If you can coax them out of there, sure. Come on. I know you can sweet talk them out. I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand and they wouldn't budge, Kay. Hey. Oh, damn it. And it's a blue badger. Hey, it's a blue badger. Badger, get! I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I was wondering if you might share with me what you saw. He's doing that contorted wiggling dance again. Aha! Ah! You've uncovered my undercover identity, sir. I was to remain under that hat, sir. Aren't you Officer Meekins? Sir, Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir. This man was a witness in one of the cases I had 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he fought, which gave me a great deal of headaches. Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth? I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time? Sir, because I'm not a police officer right now, sir. I'm the Blue Badger. And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids. That's never a waste of time, sir. I have a dream to become as big as Detective Gumshoe, sir. I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago. When the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled and crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir. I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir. I rushed on over to join, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already, and I couldn't I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy to anyone. It would seem that some people never change. I seem to lose focus the entire time, as you may have now heard on multiple occasions. So, what exactly are you in... So, why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit? Sir, that's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in a good spirit, sir. But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of the kidnapper, sir. I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics. To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all different guises, sir. It's such an honor. How long have you been standing here, officer? Sir, for about 1 little hour, sir. That's around the time I woke up from... it's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious. And I've been here ever since, sir. That's true. It's possible Officer Meekin saw the kidnappers escaping. But however, sir, I'll tell you, I didn't see a thing, sir. Don't have to hear anything yet, officer. No. But I know you will, sir. Hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist that you tell me more about your recent movement. Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it too. I patrolled the park, all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious looking peer this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir. A lone blue badger. What you said just now is contradictory to the facts. Oh, so, Miss Edgeworth. This is what Officer Meekin's testimony contradicts. Well, I'd say the fact that right now there should only be one patrolling. Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement. Sir, of course, sir. If that's what you wish, Mr. Prosecutor. This little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait. You said that you saw a blue badger, correct? And yet, if you I believe I will need to cut this short soon. Such an annoyance. And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you are the blue badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another blue badger wandering the premises. What? And that would mean that there are 2 blue badgers walking around, but why? Well, that's something I will find out, but right now I'll need to try something. Give me 1 or 2 minutes, maybe I can get out of this lock of, well, exhaustion. Otherwise, I can't really continue. At least if I want to also narrate everything, considering that I stumble over my words on almost every third word, or at least it feels like that. So, back in just a moment. So, I tried something and got myself some coffee in hopes that this will somewhat at least suppress this. So, let's see if I can go on for a little bit longer and, well, and not worry to have chosen the wrong thing. On that thought, maybe I should find some things I can stream in such a way that at the very least I can get some comedic events out of being tired. And here we have tire tracks. It's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage. Ah, so that means the car left from the garage at some time, right? Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 reds. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car. Well, it's either that three-wheeled thing Mr. Bean makes jokes about, or it may very well also be not a car at all, but instead potentially, well, it could be a tuk-tuk. It could also be a motorcycle with a sidecar. Though in many new motorcycles, sidecars have two side-by-side wheels, or is it only the outer wheel? Well, in all cases, we have 3 sets of tracks. So, yes. Okay. What do you think about the kidnapping? Well, I don't know anything about the victim. So actually, I was hoping you could tell me. That's right. I never did explain the situation to you. I got involved because of a phone call I received. It was from none other than the director of the Amano Group, Mr. Ernest Amano. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped, and he wanted me to be the drop-off man. Little did I suspect that I would be abducted myself. And that's when I found you tied to the pole screaming, "Yeah!" Can you please drop that already? Well, honestly, she's not incorrect with this. Well, I should have enough in terms of logic, though I guess the second badger and the missing costumes is the only thing I can really connect in this. Second blue badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly the true identity of the person underneath it is... Oh, I know, it's one of the kidnappers, right? The person who wore the costume to get away. Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are a blue badger, a proto badger, and a bad badger. Yes, those 3. So, there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh? Stolen costumes have been added. There is a good chance that if they escaped in a costume, that, well, most likely these costumes have special shoes for them, so we may be able to decipher which tracks to follow if we connect those. Now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new, very significant meaning. Oh, you mean now to now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right? Yes. More than shoe prints. We need to follow the paw prints of badgers. Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. Once again, we check for them. So we are looking footprints made by the costumes. I think I found them. There are two sets here. They both do look like possible. They do. Sorry. They both do look like possible candidates. This set's walking off to the west. It just stops. Can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here. We can assume it's headed towards the stadium. I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be heading east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got him. I got one of the culprits. No, I'm not a kidnapper, sir. Okay. Clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume. Maybe they came over to this garage for something. That's that's what I would suppose, Officer Meekins. If you could step aside for a moment, we need to examine the garage. Sir, Roger Wilco, sir. So I guess I can now open the garage. Let's open the shutter and see what we find. Maybe we'll find the kidnappers inside. Ah! Huh. It really, it really is a tuk-tuk-like car. Oh, also someone got killed in here. What in the... We seem to have stumbled upon a dead body. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to find it. Now then, who is this man? It's Oliver! Mr. Amano, are you saying this man is... Yes, he's my butler. How could something like this have happened? Indeed, why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Lang or his men return. The kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage. And right to a dead body. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound. You sure calm for someone who just found a body. It's surprising that one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. I won't rest until we can observe stuff here. This is an unusually shaped pendant. What is it? Is it something valuable? She seems to have regained some of her composure. It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it. It's really pretty. Hold on. This is made of platinum silver. Nice! It is worth something after all. Oh look! There's something written on the back. Colin Devoret. It's a name. Colin Devoret. But this man's name is Oliver Deacon. Well, isn't this an anagram? Not quite. Oliver does not fit in it. As long as that Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm a doctor, but let's see what I can piece together here. Two gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder. So that means he was shot twice? No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is an entry wound, and the one near shoulder that's the exit wound. Nice! I knew you could figure it out. Comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experiences, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where a bullet went clean through. Should make a note of this oddity. Yeah. For a bullet that has overpenetrated someone, that is truly suspicious. Also, if there's a wound, frontal abdominal region, leaving back shoulder, it would have had to have an extremely steep angle to even have a chance of that, even if it completely missed the shoulder blade. So the victim either got shot from down up or was not standing when the shot was fired. No mud on the shoes, no blood around. Do I have anything in terms of data? Not really. Oh. Never did I mention. Never did I take a look at here. Well, that map opens up some rather curious things. I did enter through the main gate after all. Got led over. I did get led over right through to the stadium. From there to the haunted house. Miles got knocked out in the haunted house. And after that was brought over to the Wild Wild West stage, which meant that whoever did kidnap Miles had a way of transporting him completely undisturbed throughout the entire park. So there's a rather good chance that one of those, well, I believe those are tuk-tuks, though I don't know for certain, may have been used in order to transport Miles. Which would mean that there may have been some traces of activity left all over. What do I have in terms of data? Do I have anything new in my logic? Not really. Maybe I can gather another thing if I talk. Mr. Mano, this body. Yes, that's my butler, Oliver. How could something like this have happened? Indeed. And why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? Nothing new. What a peculiar car. Yeah, from the look of it, it must it must be the blue Badgermobile. And it has three tires. So maybe it was so maybe it left those tire tracks behind. That's simply not possible. What? Why? take a look at the tires. There's no mud stuck on them. Therefore, it must have been here since before it started to rain. Oh, gotcha, good eye. It's a shame I don't see any other clues around. Yes? It appears this case has taken a turn for the unexpected. I'd say I was shocked to open the shutters and find a dead body inside. I suppose most people would be, since the average person rarely runs across a corpse. Wait, you just compared me to a normal person, didn't you? Oh, have you know that I'm... Sorry, I suppose I should have recognized that you are a thief, correct? No, I am a great thief. I'm a great thief, and and a great thief is not supposed to be anything. Got it? Apparently, with great thievery comes great loss of short-term memory. Alright, so I guess I'll have to get a clue out of the discrepancy here. So most likely, the deduction may either be here or it's something else. Now there's the big question. Wait. What did it say here? Unusual shape pendant. Expensive pendant. Colin Deveray. Let's see. Is this an anagram? Yes, I believe that is an anagram. Which in that regard means that Oliver Deacon had a second name here, used potentially in relation to whatever happened here. Could also be that he infiltrated the family and really is one of an organized crime. Question here is, what is his true name of these two? So far I do not have additional points of logic. Only that may be Mr. Colin may have been part of it. Cat. Yeah. Wait, I can now take a look at this. How did you know? I really love this kind of chair. The way it rocks back and forth. When I grow old, I plan to sit in one of these and rock the day away every day. But you don't have to wait, Mr. Edgeworth. You're at you're at just the right age for one. Do I really project myself as someone of that age? So nothing new in that regard. Either there's a deduction to make, or well, I can talk with her. I could go for Meekins. Maybe he has something to say about something. Sir, I'm undercover as a blue badger right now, sir. I must pretend to not know anything about anything, sir. I mustn't respond to that. It would be like shooting fish in a barrel. Hmm. Well, the closest thing I can, well, discern is, considering that this pendant absolutely does say a different name, though an anagram, of Oliver Deacon, that we may very well need to compare those two with each other in that regard. It could be the discrepancy that we are looking for. There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler and his name is Oliver Deacon. But the name on the pendant is Colin Devoret. Wonder what's up with that? I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. Okay, so now only did I get an additional piece of info. And supposedly I found everything I need right now. Lance! Lance! Wow, you sweetie! Oh. Excuse me, but you are? Ba-bum. This is bad. He's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren. You can't let yourself for a playboy like him. You're in love with. Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, eh? Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but may you be a friend of Lance? Sorry. Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops. And she wears a candy ring. So, a supposed girlfriend in a maid dress wearing a candy ring and apparently having a tendency to get either into accidents or little scuffles, considering wearing those band-aids. His girlfriend? It's not like that. We're more like friends, and we're not lovers or anything. Well, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I guess that's how people are going to see it, so I just should accept it. Even I even got a ring as a present from Lance. You know who she reminds me of? A cartoon character. Yeah. May I inquire as to why you are here? I haven't been able to get into contact with Lance lately, and I begin to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped? Not supposed to know, but yes, it's true. Oh, Lance. I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing right now. Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden in love routine. So, Miss Edgeworth, where do we go from here? Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder. My man brought me up to speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing. I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you. I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey, you, waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect now. Suspect? Who? Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us. What, sir? I had nothing to do with it, sir. Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? Ha, I'll leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene has... sorry. The crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer. I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the street. But that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake. Innocent people? Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts. That's tyranny. I won't allow such a such a thing to go on unchecked before my eyes. Too bad you don't call shots around here. As I have sworn to uphold the law of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. But you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of the law enforcement? You, how dare you speak disrespectful to our Shifu? Hold it. You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Longshi says every pack has its own rules. If you can't play by their rules, come out on. If you can't play by their rules and come out on top, that's true victory. All right, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. Shilonglang's logic. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With the current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Mr. Meekins. Isn't that right? That's your reasoning. Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment. What's this philosophy of detainment? Ha! You don't know. In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying. Beware of the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, lang means wolf. And you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, it's father of my honorable ancestor Lang Shi. You think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he is that famous. Well, it appears someone knows exactly what he needs. Longsi developed it as well, seems my focus is slipping once again. But back to it. Longsi developed it as he worked locked criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, Shang-Fa police still trains his recruits using his philosophies. But thousands of years ago, that makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale. Hmm. Anything wears down breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to the test? Sheer long logic, rebuttal time. I've seen a lot of bodies like this one being carted off in my time. Would you elaborate on that? Because it is absolutely time to completely annoy the shit out of someone. So, what can you tell me about the body? A lot. Even without an autopsy, I have my ways. They teach you the basics of forensics along with the detention philosophy. Oh. So you wouldn't mind telling me a little of what you figured out, correct? I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that out that much, right? Yes. I think anyone who saw a bullet wound would come to the same conclusion. Don't pat yourself on your back yet. What's that supposed to mean? Another scroll? Longsi says, search where the water is deepest. You have to keep your eyes on the big fish that lurks in the depths, which is the killer. Is that right? And what would you know about the killer? With the current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. He's right, but it's not impossible. It would appear you've studied a little of our laws. Studied? Who needs to study what every child on any street corner already knows? It's that Sheena! The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. That's it, the Federal Firearms Restriction Act. I hear it's not easier to get a gun these days. Interesting. That woman is the one in charge of keeping track of the information. Not unless a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins. Let's press it. If that's the case, plenty of other officers may have the potential to be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh. Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. Power of sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey you, show me your gun. Oh. What's wrong? Why doesn't he look so sickly and pale all of a sudden? A gun. What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir? I lost my gun, sir! How could you be so irresponsible? At the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You're the one who waited here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim. Do you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim? Do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. He says Officer Meekins ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him with his gun. let's get further into that, shall we? You mean to tell me that the murder occurred here, in this garage? From the fact that the suspect was found almost next to where the body was found, I'd say that it's pretty obvious that this is the crime scene. Now she says, a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. Hey, finally, a quote that even I heard before. Furthermore, Langchi says that another scroll is needed apparently. Successful investigations are the result of multiple returns to a crime scene. Looks like neither detectives nor criminal have changed their ways over the millenniums. It also means that literally every investigative party could be the criminal, considering you just put both of them into the same boat. So, this kind of conclusion, the philosophy of detainment can lead to you. I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins? It's not that I particularly care about what happens to Officer Meekins. What? However, I can't simply stand by while Lang ignores our country's laws. Sheer Long Lang. So what sort of investigator are you? Okay, so now there's the question of discrepancies. I did press a lot of it, and I wonder, when it comes to crime scenes, there's the question, I can't really say anything about him having seen a lot of it. Well, he seems to be correct with only one shot having been fired, and in a single shot the victim was felled. Also not exactly something he's wrong in, that it's not easy to get a gun. Also not wrong that Officer Meekins was here and is a potential suspect, though with his gun lost, it's not easy to investigate if it was a murder weapon. We also didn't find anything. However, his assumption that the victim was ambushed in the garage may be relevant. Once again, we may point to the crime scene. For one, the angle of entry and exit is rather peculiar, and I'd like to put this as a big question mark, considering that if the bullet straight up went through him, which would be unusual for a standard police weapon, especially at that angle, if it uses standard ammo for police officers, since that's usually explicitly meant to have high stopping power in order to, well, literally stop someone in their tracks and to not over-penetrate. And that's even a lot farther when it comes to the distance traveled through a body, so it would have to have been either a very, very powerful cartridge, which, well, wouldn't fit standard police arms, or it would have needed to be an armor penetration bullet, so someone along the lines of a full metal jacket, which also is usually not standard for patrol officers. Also, if it has over-penetrated, where is the bullet now? Huh. I may very well read it in addition. Preliminary findings indicate loss of blood resulting from a gunshot wound. If he died by blood loss, where the hell is all the rest of the blood? Entry wound, lower abdomen, exit point to the right shoulder. And despite the fact that the final bullet went clean through the body, there's a little blood at the site where the body was found. Yeah, also, where the hell is the bullet? Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that's simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you're looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Yeah. So, did you notice that there was too little blood? You still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here, because this isn't the crime scene. And if it was your men who led you to... and if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight. Not bad. I see, your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that an officer was hanging out just around here in the first place? Weird. Oh, so? Hey, you. Your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What are you doing, neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself while taking a walk. But sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your PAC's obligations so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something? Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir. Save me the day you did earlier. Please, sir. Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too. Meekins' testimony. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in a blue Badger mobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role, selling dreams to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. What is this blue Badger mobile? It's a moving store on the wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. So, the Blue Badger mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant. He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems he sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Sir, Roger, sir. Meekins' testimony. It's true, sir. Also saying, yeah. Give me all the data I need to consume. Alright then. Where were you assigned to? I was assigned to the main gate, sir. He must mean the area with the bridge and the outrageous fountain. Okay then. Why are you in the Wild West area? It's because of very deep reasons, ma'am. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. Describe for me how you conducted your investigation. Yes, sir. Well, first I made sure there were no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir. Well, what did you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger? I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so I also went looking looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in a blue Badger mobile, sir. What exactly do you mean by selling dreams? Sir, the Blue Badger mobile is where dreams are collected. What? Sweetness. Like you've never known. I don't exact them dreams. Mom, like innocence drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, Mom. Like guilty jawbreakers. Selling those as I push the Blue Badger barrel along is my sworn duty, ma'am. So it's a sweet shop. But I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir. You completely forgot to look for the kidnappers. No, sir, of course not, sir. I would never do something like that, sir. You're absolutely right. Wow, you're good at this, forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Edgeworth. To be frank, I'm just a little band, sir. I'm better at selling kids a few dreams than looking for big crooks, sir. Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to your testimony. Yes, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. How did you wind up all the way over here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. But one of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir. I had to run away from the child's painful dropkicks, and before I knew it... They called out dropkicks. I dished out a fair share of those when I was a kid. It was always the best when you are the one who really connect with your opponent. In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation. Sir, that's right, sir. That's not something you should be admitting to with your head held up high, officer. Sounds like he simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there's one flaw in Meekin's story. But I have a feeling that he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans. Yeah, so let's see what we can present. Also in this area, I told to check every square inch of the main gate area. Also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams. But he got caught up in selling dreams. Even before he knew it, he was there. I already did press everything unless I made a severe mistake. He does wear the right costume, so the bad badger head is not the important part. The hunt is, of course, one thing that may be of importance. Oh, what's the park layout itself the important thing, maybe? There's the fountain. The main gate area here would have near the patrol. There wasn't anything to prod in while I was in it, right? You sent you. Fountain. So there are reasons. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate. Oh, you conducted Wait. How can I tell it? Depending on when something happened. If he was with the Badger mobile, either he took the wrong Badger mobile, or or he returned prior to the body being dropped off. But how can I place this? Hmm. Oh, there it is. I completely forgot to check my second part of it. Yeah, Badger mobile is in the garage. So, he admitted to going with the blue Badger mobile, so considering that this thing is standing next to the body, either he's the most oblivious person ever wandering this garage, or that body had to have been dropped off later on. However, on that note, there is at the very least more he has to tell. Let's try this. Officer Meekins, I would appreciate if you didn't tell such transparent lies. Sir? I'm lying, sir? Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the Blue Badger mobile until recently, then what is it doing inside the garage? Actually, I just lost track, sir. Lost track of what? By the time I realized it, the Blue Badger mobile was nowhere to be found, sir. Which would mean it was perhaps stolen. And that's when I came back to this area, thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. But that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. A likely story. Who do you think is going to buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about this story? The car getting stolen. It's completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used, alright? To move the dead body. What? You killed the victim in some distant location, Officer Meekins, and then used the Blue Badger mobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you come with me. But it wasn't me, sir. The killer, sir. It wasn't me, sir. Agent Lang, wait. What do you want? We still don't know where the real crime scene is. You can't say we all know all the facts of the case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth, schmoof. I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out if your precious truth after your precious truth after we arrest the guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. It's us. We don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon. I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy. And you guys are getting in the way. You'd interfere with another one of my investigations? I know. Let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I'm afraid I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Now, be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. Alright. Time to save all of this. Bomb. March 13th, 1:22 p.m. Gatewater Land, main gate. Chased out like a pair of peasants. Miss Edgeworth. Yes, Kay. There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what this is? You really shouldn't steal anything. However, I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. So heavy of a burden than on your soul to get away with ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Care. No matter what we may try, murder's the one crime that can never truly be hidden. I intend to prove that by my own hands. When I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, I'm going to work extra hard to get a to be a good assistant. Let's go. Still never said you could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue. First thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium. Hurry, sir. It's supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Ah, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you. So, go get him, sir. Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. March 13th, 1:42 p.m. Stadium. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth. Long time no see. You're Miss Emma Sky, correct? This girl is the youngest sister of my former superior, Lana Sky. 2 years ago we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. Can't believe you remember me. I can't believe you remember me, Miss Edgeworth. Of course I do. How long have you? How have you been? You look to be in a good spirit. I'm still studying abroad. You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. And, well, it appears that is, considering at the very least that apparently I can't completely keep awake right now, this is probably the best point I can find to end this here. So, on that note, I am disappointed that I'll need to end it here right now, even though I do have some more time at hand. But, well, it is. As it stands right now, I do have the intent to, potentially, if I can manage, to get through the entire game prior to the 10th, and get it potentially even, well, surface level edited. I still have no idea what I'm doing, so to speak. So quite possible that I won't get it done until the 10th, but at the very least I would like to get things going so I can upload all of it to YouTube as well. But that is something I'll have to take a look at then. Well, for now it appears that's it for today. I need to remember myself to set a stream schedule, so in case of those of you who will be watching this, I do intend to try and get a schedule going where I will start at around 2 or 3 every day. Well, my local time, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And that would be Germany's time. I believe that's Central European +1, I believe. But +1 or 2, I would need to check though if I place it as my schedule. I believe Twitch automatically converts that. So yeah, I'll try to get some rest and then have the rest of the day to do some important stuff. And ideally, I'll be back tomorrow. So until then, I wish you a good day.